everybody. Good morning, rise and grind on this thirsty Thursday, and I do have a big tumbler of the liquid gold. Good morning, everybody. Rise and grind. Game time Brian, otherwise known as the mailman, headed to do his appointed rounds today. It's supposed to get into the high 60s today. It is. Did rain overnight, so it's a little damp out right now, but that's all right. Good morning, everybody. Enjoy your coffee. Those on the West Coast, enjoy your sleep because you are not awake yet, most of you. Not much really to talk about. I did upload a video last night. Go check it out. I went over the Dane Brugler latest mock draft. I agree with most of it. There was 3 guys, and I'm surprised he had rated that high, but we're going to see in only 35 days, or 36 days, something like that, to the NFL Draft 2025 edition. Really looking forward to it. It's my favorite time of year, non-football, obviously. I mean, I love football, but football can be kind of, when you suffer injuries on your team, and it can be kind of rough at times, too. So this is just fun. All the teams have optimism this time of year. I think that's why I like it the most. But we got some news. Jihaad Campbell, arguably the number 1 rated linebacker. Now, I do like Knight. I like Knight. Is that Marcus Knight? I think that's his first name. But anyway, Knight. I like him a lot. I think he's a better overall linebacker than Jihaad Campbell. Jihaad will go higher, maybe. I don't believe Jihaad Campbell's going in the first round. I don't believe he is. And mainly because he just had shoulder surgery. For a linebacker, shoulder surgery, minor or not, I think you're going to slip a little bit. I think teams are going to not take you in the first round because there is risk there. Are you a guy who has shoulder problems? We're not going to take that in the first round, which is why I'm surprised at some of the names I hear some of these people that Dallas likes at the number 12 spot. No, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that they liked Michael Williams at 12. You would probably have to take him at 12. I didn't hear that they liked Will Johnson at 12, even though a lot of teams have Will Johnson at the bottom of the first round, just because of what his tape shows.
Phillies in with the Sixers. But with that said, obviously, John, we want to see them take it.
They're talking Phillies, no Eagles. So yeah, he wasn't in the mix for me anyway. The Eagles possibly. I mean, they can still take him at 32 if they deem him healthy. I believe with the re-signing of Zach Bond, and you have Jeremiah Trotter Jr. there. You have, I don't know. Put in the comments, how long is the Georgia linebacker going to be out? He tore, I don't think it was his ACL. He tore something else. He may be ready to go. So, yeah, I don't think linebacker in this early is in the Eagles' plans. I think Eagles are tight end, edge rusher, maybe defensive tackle. Walter Nolan would be incredible. The rich get richer. But anyway, check out that video from last night. Allergies are just whooping my ass, and it's the first time ever. I'm normally only a ragweed guy, but the allergies are kicking my ass. It is bad. I was dying last night trying to get through that video. That's just why I didn't do a live stream. Tonight, I will not be home. Going out, baby. Going out to see one of my best movies of all time in theater. Yes, it's back for an anniversary edition of Rad. Yes, people go, Rad? Go check it out. If you don't know what Rad is, I'll be at the theater tonight with the new Rad documentary. It was a culture movie for me as a kid. Well, I was 86, so I was a sophomore in high school. So, who didn't have a GT Pro Performer? Anyway, I digress. Vinny Hagen, back to football. Didn't do your hoodie. I'm going to try and do it probably tomorrow, and I'll get it out to you, brother. You'll have it by the weekend. You'll have it by Saturday. Maybe. Maybe I'll hand deliver it to you. Sorry, I just have not been feeling good. I have to push through it. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just loves being the talk of the town. If I'm the New York Giants, what do you tell your team? Aaron, make a decision. Now Minnesota doesn't want him. Now Minnesota says, we haven't closed the door on him. He's 40. Is he going to play at 40 or is he going to play at 41? I don't know, but a little too old for me. I wouldn't mind Aaron Rodgers if I didn't have Dak Prescott. I told Wade this last week. I said, or a couple weeks ago, I said, if we didn't re-sign Dak, then you can bring Aaron Rodgers in here and draft you a young one. And then you can just deal with it. But you have Dak. So Aaron Rodgers ain't going to work here. Wade's like, bring him in anyway. And let Dak compete against Aaron Rodgers in the training camp. Bring him in. Yeah, okay. Dak will have a conniption. All of a sudden, Dak will go vocal. You watch, now all of a sudden, Dak will talk. You bring Aaron Rodgers in here, Dak ain't gonna be no company man anymore. Dak gonna be talking, yo, what's this? You just signed me to a long-term deal. Trade my ass. Oh, wait. I have a no trade. Yeah. Wade just wants all the pressure applied on Dak. He wants all the pressure on that hammy. Wade's waiting for that pop. Pause. I gotta get it right. I'm stuck in traffic, Jimbo. Woo! That was a hot pull. God damn. Anyway, back to the story, which I don't really have a story. After analyzing Dane's mock draft last night, look at this guy. You gonna make a run for it outside of the Duncans, dude. You wanted to go there, bro. Good luck getting back onto the main road. There you go. The light's turning red. You got it. Anyway, analyzing Dane Brugler. Nick Amenawari, safety from South Carolina. I heard a couple Eagle fans saying safety at 32 is a possibility. I don't know if that's how you say his last name. That's all I'm saying, my last name. Nick was a combine beast. His tape isn't great. I'm just warning Eagle fans that he could be bust potential. He really could. He just worked out unbelievable, far and above anybody else. If you can mold him, if you want an in-the-box type safety, then I would say, okay, that's what you're looking at. He can go sideline to sideline. Instincts aren't there, though. Instincts aren't there for me. Shamar Stewart, another guy out of Texas A&M. I saw him mocked at the Eagles. Takes Shamar Stewart at 32. I want no part of him at 12, that's for sure. Another workout warrior, beast of a man. He's a man amongst boys. Him and Michael Williams. But both are spotty at best when it comes to the tape. Both are spotty at best. Not very consistent. That's the talk about Deion Walker out of Kentucky. Very inconsistent, doesn't always play with passion. We don't need another one of those. But what happens is these NFL coaches think, just give me the traits. I can coach them up. Mazi Smith, okay? Mazi's gotten a little better, but he hasn't lived up to his first-round billing as of yet. This is the year to find out about Mazi and if Mazi is going to be anything. Okay, is Mazi going to be here after his first contract? I say no at this point, but this is a big year. We always say we give 3 years to drafted players to prove it. Okay, 3. So he needs to prove it big time. I think Mozzie, I kind of know what he is. I think he's kind of limited because he doesn't like football. And that's a shame. I don't think he likes football. But I'm not in his head. He did improve slightly last year. He actually made plays behind the line of scrimmage. If he can improve upon that, don't worry about where he's drafted. If he can improve upon that, then that would be great news for the Cowboys. He did get better from year 1 to year 2. My problem with Mozzie Smith is 3rd defensive coordinator in 3 years. Drew says it. Eagles Drew says that. You know, you can't have a new coordinator every year necessarily. I mean, and the Eagles have it too, but they won a Super Bowl. So you get a little latitude, and I'm not going to, me personally, I'm not going to complain about anything they're doing until they're no longer the Super Bowl champion. And that's in September. Well, technically it's until next year, right? Until somebody dethrones them, it's kind of hard to criticize, right? I won't. My other Cowboy fans, go ahead, criticize, man. You know, if I'm the Eagles, I'm not overly upset. I told you guys I would rather not overpay for free agency. I thought you'd bring back Becton, especially for that deal. But they really believe in Jeff Stoutland, you. And why shouldn't they, right? Why shouldn't they? So I said focus on the draft, reload. That's the way to go. They did it the right way, even though I think, yes, on paper they're not as talented. Absolutely. Nobody can argue that. They lost some serious talent that's walked out of that building, the Eagles. But if they hit on the young players, and I will argue that Howie Roseman is a better pro personnel guy than a drafting guy, but over the last 3 years, the last 2 years, they've outdrafted the Cowboys, so even that argument is a little thin right now. But in the big scheme of things, I think Howie's a better pro personnel guy, trades, moving around, rather than drafting late round talent. But it is what it is. It's proof's in the pudding, right? So that's where I'm at on that. But it's no secret you lost depth. If you have any sort of injury, now you're relying on all this young talent that you're about to draft. And especially, I'm hearing that you're going to move up, move down. If you lose, I don't think you really should be moving up to lose draft picks. I don't think that's smart. But that's just me. If you suffer any sort of injury, Eagle fans, it could be a problem. It really could. But you know, looking at and circling back, Vinny Hagan, the Dallas Cowboys. You know, I hope they have a plan. I really do hope they have a plan. I don't really like the direction they're going. I don't mind Javonte Williams. I think that Miles Sanders is cooked. I do. I believe he's cooked. But I'd rather have drafted two running backs. That's what I would have rather have had. But at the end of the day, I'm just a man with a day job. So that's it for me, everybody. I am at work. I just hope Dallas has a plan, because like NASA, we expect them to have a plan, everybody. We expect the Cowboys to know what they're doing and have a plan. And I fear that they're outthinking themselves. Let me know. Do they have a plan? We need a plan.
What's your contingency plan?
Contingency plan?
Your backup plan. You got to have some kind of backup plan, right?
No, we don't have a backup plan. This is it.
And this is the best that you could, that the government, the U.S. government can come up with? I mean, you're NASA, for crying out loud. You put a man on the moon. You're geniuses. You're the guys that think his shit up. I'm sure you got a team of men sitting around somewhere right now just thinking shit up and somebody backing them up. You telling me you don't have a backup plan? That these 8 Boy Scouts right here, that is the world's hope? That's what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Oh,